and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we take a quick look at what's happening in our city, with the most interesting stories from Broadway to Bradford. I'm Lindsay Paris, and coming up, we have features on the Brown and Gold newspaper at HHS and the recent Haverhill Housing Forum. But first, do you ever wonder what to do with those outdated televisions, worn-out clothing, and all those cardboard delivery boxes? There's an easy solution. Bring them to the Haverhill Recycling Center, located behind the DPW on Primrose Street. You'd be amazed at how many different items they accept for recycling, as we're going to see in this tour of the Recycling Center with City Solid Waste Manager Gunther Wellenstein.
Hi there, my name is Gunther Wellenstein. I'm the Solid Waste Manager for the City of Haverhill. Here we are today at the Department of Public Works at 500 Primrose Street. So as Solid Waste Manager, I'm also the Director of the Recycle Center, which is the Haverhill drop-off yard for residents. And today we'll get a tour. Hi, how are you? Good. What have you got today? Good. All right. My title is Solid Waste Manager, but we are material managers, and it's everything from appliances to propane tanks to televisions to medical sharps. Currently on the spring Wednesday or Saturday, we have about almost 400 to 500 visitors. Curbside services are provided to all dwellings, residential dwellings up to 8 units. So that does unfortunately leave out almost a third of the city. So this recycle center is yours. Make sure you collect your bottles, cans, glass, tin, and aluminum, and come down on Wednesdays and Saturdays because recycling drop-off is no cost. Welcome to the Recycle Center. This is a facility for Haverhill residents. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, residents can come and bring a variety of items. We'll see that later on. We ask that you stop and see the front gated attendant, and they will direct you to where to bring your material. For grass, leaves, and brush, you want to make sure that you have your 2022 sticker, which you can purchase at DPW. Then on Wednesdays from 8 until 3 and Saturdays 8 until 1, you can use the yard and drop that material off. So the brush pile includes live natural material up to 6 inches, so it's really for branches. We don't accept logs and trunks and things that might be firewood. This is just up to 6 inches in diameter and 4 feet in length. Behind me you'll find a large pile of wood chips. We grind the brush and this becomes covering for parks and green spaces. Here we are at the recycle drop-off area, and we provide this free of charge to residents. There are a couple of bins behind me. Primary ones are for clothing. About 6% of residential trash is usable and donatable and recyclable clothing. So if you can wear it, shirts, jackets, pants, but also towels, curtains, linens, anything that's made of cloth, if it's clean and dry, please bring it here. Don't put it in the trash. In fact, it's so important that this fall, the state of Massachusetts is banning all clothing from the residential trash. This also is for books, so if they're clean and dry, keep them in a box, keep them in a bag, and drop off this material here on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So this location is for medical sharps. We accept sharps from veterinary and for human use in a puncture-proof container like a bleach bottle or a sharps container, no plastic bags and no water bottles. Through our vendor, we'll make sure that they are disposed of by contract. So here at the Recycle Center, we accept film, which is a soft plastic. You might know them as plastic bags. Our contract is with Trex, and they want polyethylene, which is a number 2 plastic and a number 4 plastic, LDPE or the HDPE. You can bag your bags and put them right here in the slots. Bread bags, newspaper bags, grocery bags, dry cleaner bags, all of those things are acceptable. If you have any questions, haverhillrecycle.org, and you'll find a link to plastic bags. So here we are inside the universal waste shed, and universal waste is a subcategory of household hazardous waste, and we accept compact fluorescent light bulbs and linear fluorescent light bulbs. They do get processed. We take out the the mercury safely. We also accept all kinds of rechargeable batteries. So it could be from the remote or from the cell phone. Anything that takes a charge, like a tool drill battery, is free here. Drop it off at the recycle center. For a nominal fee, you can also bring auto batteries. If you have regular household batteries, C, D, 9, AA's, AAA's, those are single-use batteries, and in Massachusetts they are acceptable in the regular trash. So please put them in your regular trash. You don't need to bring them here. Here we are at the single-stream compactor. Residents from Haverhill can bring household recyclables. That's the bottles, cans, glass, tin, aluminum, paper. We just want to make sure that it's loose. You can bring it in a tub or a bag, and we'll ask you to empty them when you get here. So here we have 4 open-top containers for residents and small businesses. These are for cardboard only. Certainly with the influx of Amazon home delivery, people have a lot more cardboard than would fit in their home recycling. So you can come on Wednesdays and Saturdays and bring your cardboard at no cost. We just want to make sure that it's flattened. 2 years ago, we started accepting televisions, and that is the old style cathode ray tube, computer monitors, and flat screen TVs, and they are $20 a piece. So here at the Recycle Center, we accept a variety of appliances for a nominal fee. All appliances are $15. Category A, which is everything with Freon. Freon is a coolant, and it's a global warming gas, so we want to make sure that we recover it properly. $15 an item is refrigerators, freezers, ice chests, water coolers, air conditioners, dehumidifiers. The B side is for non-Freon items, washers, dryers, stoves, hot water heaters, and those will go to the scrap metal. I know you've heard a lot of information about the Recycle Center. The easy way to find us is on the city website, haverhillrecycle.org. There's information about the curbside program. There's information about the drop-off program. You can prepay for your TVs and appliances and propane tanks and auto batteries, so there's definitely a lot of information. And if you have questions, feel free to call the office.
The Recycling Center, located behind the DPW at 500 Primrose Street, is open for all drop-offs, including brush, leaves, appliances, cardboard, and all the items just featured in the segment, on Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Brown and Gold newspaper is now back in print for 2022 at Haverhill High School. The paper, which is entirely produced by student journalists, is now being printed at the Eagle-Tribune's presses, thanks to a partnership between North of Boston Media and the Haverhill Public Schools. The journal visited teacher CODY KUCKER's journalism class to see how students are learning the newspaper trade hands-on.
The Brown and Gold is Haverhill High School's newspaper. Recently, you may have seen it in the Haverhill Gazette being distributed by the goodwill of the Eagle-Tribune and local sponsors who have taken care of printing costs and assisted us in becoming a more professional and well-developed piece of journalism.
I became interested in journalism when last year my sister was actually in this class herself, and she was constantly writing articles for her journalism class. And after joining the class, we just started writing pieces, and I was like, I love this because I feel like it's pushing me to get to understand my community more, to know what's going on.
I really wanted to know what is journalism and what can I write, because I'm very opinionated. I have a lot of opinions, and I kind of just needed an outlet to, show that. And this class was the perfect outlet to do that.
I really like just being proud to put things out there and to be able to say my name's in the paper and go to class and a teacher, kind of says oh, really good job in the paper. It kind of just makes me feel proud of being a Hilly and being able to write for it.
I've always liked talking about, sports and stuff, and Mr. Cougar kind of started up the newspaper last year online. I was like, oh, this is something I can, writing was one of my low strengths in school, but when it came to sports, I was really good at writing about it, so it was a good idea.
So the partnership that's really worked for us and has helped give Brown and Gold some steam again and some attention was initiated really by Dave Schultz from the Eagle-Tribune.
It is one of my very favorite projects that we have ever put together at the Eagle-Tribune. The students do the whole thing. They write the articles, they're edited, they're proofed by the teachers, and they actually lay the whole thing out. We then take the product and we actually create the digital plates, put it on the press, and do a full press run at our location in North Andover at North of Boston Media.
Pentucket Bank became involved with the Brown and Gold newspaper when Dave SHULTZ from the Eagle-Tribune gave us a call to present the idea that the students had at the high school for their own print newspaper publication. You know, these days everything is so digitally focused that to hear the students wanting to go back to the traditional print newspaper just seemed like a really unique and fun opportunity.
So I think for a lot of the students, there are issues in the school that they see covered in, say, the local newspaper or on radio, and they want to kind of add their own voice to it. And I feel that Brown and Gold adds that student perspective.
So we publish once a month, and typically everyone should write about like 2 articles for the paper. I want other students to also know that they can write. So like we've had people who aren't in the journalism class who come into our class and they're like, I have an idea, like let me write something for the paper. So many students have been published as well.
At the beginning of a year, there's all these things to sort of learn about finding the right information and then delivering that in an unbiased way and letting readers make their own decision on this or that topic. I also think it's exciting for students within the school. I think when they see a newspaper, students get excited to open it up, to read it, to do something that feels a bit more timeless than scrolling through their phones.
At the beginning of the year, I wasn't initially in the class, but I really wanted to take it. And once I was put in it, I just kind of got involved in the craziness of developing all these articles all at once. And it was just a really fun class to be a part of. I think it's really rewarding. If you go in with having an opinion, it might steer the piece one way or another. And my perspective is I don't want that. I want it to be completely unbiased, so I just get to the point. I get to the information, and the public can just read about that. They don't think that I'm leaning to one side or the other.
I was kind of struggling with writing a lot when I was in like past English classes, and I think it really helped me be able to just become a better writer and also just kind of get involved more with what's going on in the school.
So you can find the newspaper online at brownandgold.info. You can also find it in the Haverhill Gazette because we publish it once a month. I can't give the specific day because it's like always different. At the school, we have a ton of extra copies that we just put all around the school, like in the library, in the office.
It's inspiring to work with kids whose responsibility all of a sudden is to have their own voice as to dictate what they think the community should be tuned into, what they find to be important. It's a dynamic and exciting part of every single day to just see young, great, inspiring minds come together and wrestle with the problems of the world and produce material that is of value and necessity to the community at large.
Keep up with what's happening at Haverhill High by reading the Brown and Gold, published monthly in digital form at brownandgold.info, or pick up a print edition at the high school. New housing developments are popping up around Haverhill after a slow building period during the pandemic. The Merrimack Valley Planning Commission hosted a housing forum at HC Media at Harbor Place in early April to discuss the effect of new housing on businesses, schools, and more. And some of those at the event shared their opinions on the topic with us.
I'm here today with the City of Haverhill and Mass Housing Partnership to talk a little bit about the state of housing in the City of Haverhill. We took some time to share some data about what housing costs are, what housing needs are, and we also had a conversation about how folks felt about the future of the city, what different policies we could take a look at for improving our housing prospects, and how we can move forward together to improve housing conditions here in our home.
We deal with housing on an everyday basis at City Hall. We have people that come in every day looking for housing, and it's an extremely serious problem. The governor once said it might be the most important issue out there because it's the issue most people spend the most of their money on. I know I do.
I thought this event was great. It really opened up a lot of issues when it comes to things like population density, who owns housing, who the renters are in the area, what types of income you're seeing from different types of people, families coming in and out of the city. It really gave us a broad picture of what we're going to see and what we have seen based on sort of the last 10 years of data.
What I thought was the most powerful was really people sharing their individual stories with either their struggles finding housing, their successes, but having that local flavor and really hearing people's life experiences, I think puts a human face to all of this data that we talk about.
I believe that good housing leads to better education. More owner occupancy leads to less crime. It leads to more opportunity. It leads to better. It allows us to attract better employers. It's really the foundation for a lot of things that we do.
The biggest piece of advice I'd have for the people that have put this together is to look at it from both sides, not only for the people that they may advocate for that need affordable housing to purchase and need affordable housing to live in and to rent, but to also take a look at the side of those people that happen to provide that housing and what they have to go through to produce it.
I also want to give a special shout out to HC Media and thank them from the bottom of my heart. They turned what could be a very boring event about housing data into something that was dynamic, that was community centered, and something that people are still at and hanging out and talking with. So that's something that only HC Media can do, and I want to do it again with them in the future.
A full recording of the Haverhill Housing Forum will be made available next week at HC Media's website, haverhillcommunitytv.org. Next time you visit the auditorium at Haverhill City Hall, be sure to notice the beautiful new royal blue curtain and grand teaser, which now hangs on the stage thanks to the Merrimack Valley's resident community theater. The Pentucket Players, Inc., a nonprofit community theater based in Haverhill, uses Haverhill City Hall Auditorium as their performance space for their main stage productions. The Players donated the main curtain and set of legs, as well as the new teaser, which extends across the front of the proscenium arch. The Players, now in their 30th season, recently presented Evita and A Little Night Music at City Hall. Productions of Godspell and Chicago are planned for the coming months. For more information, visit their website at pentucketplayers.org. Come and experience the smells of hearth cooking and learn about life in early America at the Buttonwoods Museum. Drop by the John Ward House on Thursday, April 28th from 12 to 2 p.m. to try your hand at hearth cooking and learn about life as a farmer in 18th century Haverhill. This event is free and open to the public. No reservations are required. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 978-372-8070 or email info@haverhillcommunitytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our HC Media YouTube channel. And that's what's happening in Haverhill this month. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll be back in May. See you next time, everyone. Good night.